Oh,
Okay, we are live. Hello, hello.
What's
It
going on, people?
it is the post Valentine's Day show. So, depending on who you're talking to, they could be
mm-hmm.
all loved up or just bitter,
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
disappointed.
Well, I hope no one is bitter, but the loved up part could be a little complicated for some people. So it depends on, I guess, how you maneuvering around things and how you
Mm-hmm.
see things and how you equate. I, I go back to another conversation. Everyone sees love different.
Everyone
So,
sees love different.
right. So, what I may see as loving and caring, you guys may not look at it that way. What you may see as loving and caring, I may not see it that way. So, or what you may deal with in a relationship, I may be like, hell no. But what I may deal with, you would be like, nah, that ain't for me. So it all comes down to what that person can digest and take in and deal with. And what you really want out of a relationship to make it work. And that's the tricky part.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's why we're going to discuss romantic things that aren't sexual. Because no matter how good the sex is, chances are that you spend most of your time out of bed. And what are
Yeah,
you going
that's
to do? As my mother used to say, and what are you going to do with the other 23 hours and 45 minutes?
That's the truth.
did you just say 23 hours and 45 minutes?
That is a quote from my mother. Yes. And what are you going to do with the other 23 hours and 45 minutes?
That's deep.
Yeah. I got to get it from somewhere.
Because I know Sean remembers some of our Wednesday conversations
Oh
back in
yeah.
the days.
Oh yeah.
I hope it was more than 15 minutes. But
Oh yeah. It was an hour of power.
An
right,
hour
right,
of
right.
power. This
Mhm.
is like an hour of power.
Yes, this is the new age hour of
New
power.
age broadcast live hour of power.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And the most important thing, the most romantic thing you can do out of bed is try and understand somebody.
Man,
I have to agree with that because
wow, that's beautiful.
I had somebody tell me this quote years ago, and I was like so blown away because it is like the truth. Listening is a labor of love.
Oh, yeah.
And when I tell you, I was like, that is so true. That is so true. Just listening, just listening without judgment, without wanting to rebuttal, just listening is a labor of love. That is to me one of the non-sexual things you can kind of do, and just listen, just give that person the floor to just talk.
But can you really just listen without judging? Could you really just? I know I can't.
Yeah.
I
You know
but
what?
I'm gonna be honest. I know I can't.
Yeah.
Radical honesty is what we're here for. But
Right.
I,
the thing is,
like if a person if we're conversing and you tell me something that I think is on some real fuck shit, I may not say nothing right then, but I'm gonna be judging you. I'm gonna be like, damn, you stupid. But like, or I'm gonna be like, damn, you're silly. And so that's judging. I'm sorry. So I know that. Like, if I feel you're saying something that just is like, I'm looking at you like, are you insane?
Right.
But I'm gonna sit there and listen. But to me, I'm gonna be like, something has to be wrong with you. Did,
Why? You
did your mom
can't.
hug you when you was young? I,
Wait, I used to have this other level three. He used to say, when people say like how you say, he was like, your mother didn't validate you when you was little, did she?
right, right,
Oh,
right.
there's a whole load of people going all over the place in the world who did not get the requisite amount of love needed for a child. I know myself when it comes to like listening being a labor of love that I listen to my younger child
Mm-hmm.
more than my older child because I was like mature enough to be more present. I think you don't know how to, a lot of times you don't know how to like parent your oldest. And I think when you're young, you don't know how to love somebody as a verb.
I agree.
I somewhat agree with that.
I agree.
But,
I
but
think the older kid get the short end of the stick, and then you grow and you learn, and you kind of, yeah. I agree with that.
no, I
Yeah,
think
and
I
you're
don't think they
child by
get the
error child.
right. I don't think
You
they
said
get the
what?
short
You're
end.
child by error child.
I don't think they get the short end. What I think it is you're learning more with the older child, and you adapt with the younger ones. So as you go step by step, you learn how to deal with them better, different, but also I think you have more patience with the younger child
Because you learn.
because you already experienced it before.
You
So
know it's gonna crash and burn.
right. But like my thing with love is empathy. If you could empathize with a person and put yourself in that person's shoes somewhat, that goes a long way also. Now I'm not telling you if like I said, if they're telling you some crazy shit, I'm not telling you to go give them a big hug and say it'll be all right. But you could try to empathize and understand where that person is coming from. Like I have a friend that was like when they were young, their mother was very, very, very hard on them and very judgmental. So as you growing up, you're trying to please everyone like you try to please your mother.
Hmm.
So like situations like that, you could try to empathize a little bit. But I also say, at what point are you like, hold up, but now you're a grown up? Like, when are you going to try to change that? When are you going to try to rectify your situation? Because you can't live for other people for the rest of your life.
Right.
You have to, like, every morning, almost every morning, I send out like a group text to my kids and some of their, well, I call their kids, I call their friends my kids too. So I send out like the group family text and I give them like words of inspiration and stuff. And my thing today was you got to take time to forgive your own self sometimes. Because if you get so caught up in what everyone else wants from you never have an opportunity
To know
to
what
get
you want
what
for
you want
yourself.
for yourself.
Hmm.
So sometimes you got to step back and be like, all right, a person may not agree with this, they may not wholeheartedly like this, but this is what I want. And you have to believe in yourself and fight for yourself sometimes. And even have empathy for others, but you got to empathize for yourself sometimes. And sometimes people are so hard on themselves they don't give their self a chance to succeed. Because if you sit there and everything that happens, you bash yourself and you complain and you're not open to succeeding, you won't succeed. So I tell people you have to empathize with others, but you have to empathize with yourself also.
True.
So that's important in love of any relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a friendship. You have to check yourself sometimes before you could deal with others.
I agree with that.
Oh no, absolutely. And it's hard to forgive yourself. But like someone that will speak to you in that way and see that like and see you like that as someone that needs to practice more self-care or practice self-forgiveness
Hmm.
or someone who takes the time to like give you a boost every day. That's very romantic. I used to say to one of my coworkers who have like a kind of a difficult husband to tell her husband that like um, men that wash dishes have better quality sex. And she was like, how do you know that? Because it's one less thing that you have to do.
Yep.
So you're a little bit more like of the mind that like you have a little bit more time to like get your head
Mm-hmm.
back in the game.
Yeah,
Because
I agree with that. I mean, washing dishes when your husband run your bath water, when you say like, "Oh, I had a rough day, my feet hurt," and you take a bath and he rub your feet. Those are gestures to me, huh?
nobody touches my feet, don't touch my fucking feet.
Not don't touch my fucking feet.
Touch my fucking feet.
But I'm saying, not even, huh?
Carry on, sorry.
But like those are some of the things that are non-sexual romantic things. Like, of course, when your mate is taking care of you, it's gonna more than likely lead there because you start to feel like this person is taking care of me in a way. It's almost like, not almost like it's intimacy.
Yeah.
See, I agree with that.
Intimacy is not about sex.
I agree with that, but I also look at it like, how could I put this? To me, that's common sense, though. Like, yes, it is.
Ooh,
It is. Like, I
It
never had a problem.
but it's not.
should be. Agreed.
I never had a problem cleaning the house, washing the dishes, taking care of the kids, doing certain things. Like to me, that's really common sense. Like, and as a man or a woman, you have to understand. Like, all right, I'm your man. You work like I work.
Hmm.
I know you're tired, so you don't want to come home and do everything. You just work the whole full day. Why do you have to? If we share responsibility, it's easier for both of us now.
Hmm.
So that makes things, but like people nowadays, I don't know. It's a different mentality. A lot of people want everything easy, and I don't want to have to work for anything. I don't want to have to deal with anything. And I'm like, a relationship is something you work on and you deal with it, and you have to understand like if my man is working a 12 or 13-hour day, he's tired. But even if I work a 12 or 13-hour day and I know you have a job where it's tiring for you, if I get home first, I could cook dinner. I could get things together. You know, there's certain things I understand certain people feel the way about certain gender roles and stuff, but to me that's corny. Like I feel
if you feel that way, like you're a guy and you feel that way about the gender role,
Hmm.
then if I'm working, I shouldn't have to give you any of my money because apparently you don't feel that my employment has the same apples to apples value as yours.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm contributing all, and please understand, I've never actually done this in practice, but if you believe that you're the man and I'm supposed to do all the shit in the house, then whatever money I make, I should be able to keep it in my pocket because I'm already doing the lion's share of the household stuff.
But a person like that, like I think in 2023, I don't know if that's people still think like that. I guarantee some people out there that think like that.
Of course they do.
But there's also women out there that feel, oh, if a man, like I was watching this podcast and a young lady said, if the man isn't bringing home $100,000, he's not making enough money for me. And the guy asked her, but what do you bring to the relationship? She said, look at me. And I
What's
just laughed because it's a lot of people that have that mindset. Like, oh, I'm the woman. I look good. I could give you head and you give me all the money you want.
true?
So, like, no, you might as well, like, go get a prostitute if you're looking at it like that. Like,
Right.
I feel a relationship is a bond and we're supposed to work things out together. We're supposed to hold things down together and we're supposed to take care of one another. If you
I
have
agree.
a problem, I have a problem.
Oh, absolutely. I
Now
mean,
I can't fix all your problems. You can't fix all my problems, but we can help each other get through the problem.
Agreed.
that's part of the thing. But someone that will see that for what it was, for what it is invaluable. Because I know one of the biggest mistakes I made during the pandemic in my former relationship was when I started to work from home, I made my day start right after he left for work and right before he came home. So he never saw how hard I worked throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would come in and be like, wow, like there's like your coffee cup's still in the sink and the
Mhm.
bed's not made. But meanwhile, I'm working for a medical insurance company during a global pandemic. And that's where like the whole thing about empathy comes in. Give me the benefit of the doubt. If I'm pulling down like some real money, but you don't see me work, if a tree falls in the forest, did it have a bird inside? Like what the fuck?
But like you said, some people don't want to see the empathy. Some people just want to see what they want to see. Some people just want to believe what they want to believe. And people make it all about them. Like I was telling Barbara, she said everybody needs somebody to talk to.
Agree.
And I said that's the second time I heard that within the last week. But
I agree with that though.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. If a person is detrimental to you, they don't need to talk to me. If they're detrimental to me, why am I speaking to them?
No, I mean like a professional person to talk to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There is some time in your life. Like you may never need a podiatrist. You may never need a urologist. Like there's a lot of doctors. I mean, God willing, you never need like a nephrologist or neurologist or whatever. But I think everybody at some point during their life needs therapy. And I don't care who you are. And I don't care if you believe in it or not. It does not negate from the fact that you need it. Everybody needs to like have a safe space where they can unload.
I agree.
I mean, it did amazing things for you. I know you're a big believer, and it's done
Sean,
things for me at various times in my life. And sir, what say you?
I have never went to a therapist in my life.
Why are we not surprised?
Never. I don't
Never
know. Never.
Not even when you were about to get divorced?
Never.
premarital therapy.
Never.
You ain't talk to the pastor,
My sister's the pastor.
but you
Did
talked
you
to
have
her.
like a
Did,
long
wait, did
out?
you talk to her about your thing?
No.
Oh wow.
No. Well, all right. Let me break this down. Throughout, when I was going through my divorce or whatever, I did speak to my sister,
Okay.
but I don't look at her. I wasn't looking at her as a therapist. I was just talking to her like she's my sister, and she would sit there and break things down with me and be like, "You can't blame yourself for this. You can't blame yourself for that."
Mm-hmm.
And that was that. But like, I ain't gonna say I never believed in therapy or whatever, but I just never did it. That's it.
But you know what? There's a saying that says late night therapy, like late night talks in the car with your friends, is a form of therapy.
Right. Now I have done that. And like myself and my cousin, we converse a lot. We talk about a lot of different things and we keep it real with each other. That's like me and Sean. We have talked about a lot of things, and Sean will be like, "Yo, watch, stop. You're going a little extra hard." And I'm like, "Okay, you feel that way, okay?" But I'll listen, and sometimes I'll pull back. But then sometimes I'm like, "No, I don't feel I'm going extra hard. I feel I'm right, and these people know what they're doing." And I always felt if a person knows what they're doing, it's no reason to forgive them because well let me restate that. I'll forget about them, I'll forgive them, but we don't have to deal with one another anymore on that level.
Right.
So you forgive people for yourself, you don't forgive them for them. I'm like, all right, don't even worry about it, you deal with whatever, bye bye, and that's it. But to sit down like in an office and speak to someone, I have never done that.
No, I get it, but if you are, so this is what you're not doing. You're not letting life happen to you, and you're not saying nothing to no one. Your freaking head will explode if you did that. You gotta talk it out to someone, even if it is me or your sister or somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's somebody. You're not bottling all of that up.
But sometimes I do. I've always been that. I don't come to people with my stuff. I'm like, everybody got their own shit to deal with. They don't want to hear all your stuff all the time. So sometimes I just eat it.
I
Like,
could
okay.
agree with I could agree with that.
Oh yeah,
But
no. That's I mean, that's something that everybody goes through. Like you you're adult enough to know when it's time to just eat it and not talk about it because there isn't anybody on the planet. There's no professional on the planet that's going to fix it by having a conversation. It's either going
Hmm.
to ride itself out or die on the vine. And talking about it isn't going to fix it. Like just hold your tongue, keep your own counsel, resist the temptation to like make a phone call and bitch about it because it's it's going to go the way it's going to go.
right.
And to me, sometimes you got to be smart enough to say you're having a conversation with someone and they say some nonsense, and instead of answering it back, okay, yeah, I understand, cool, and keep it moving, because they may say one thing, and deep down inside, you may want to say, "You stupid fucking idiot," but instead of doing that, you're like, "Yeah, okay, I got you, I understand." To avoid even a deeper argument, you just navigate around that issue. I don't know if that's good or bad, right or wrong, but I do that sometimes. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I hear you. That's my favorite saying. I
That
hear
is
you.
your favorite saying.
I got you. I hear you. All right. And deep down inside, I'm like, you fucking idiot. But
You get on my nerves, Joe.
no, but it's
Now,
real.
everybody that you know
Listening,
that has had that moment with you is going to be like,
including me. Next time I talk to you, I'm like, hold up,
am I the idiot?
hold up.
Sean, you have never gotten the I hear you.
I've
Anytime
heard
we,
you say that though.
yeah, you've heard me say it, but every time we've had conversations, we actually speak to each other and try to solve whatever needs to be solved to get to the point of where we're going. But some people you can't do that with. Some people are so caught up in whatever, being 19 again,
Mm-hmm.
that they can't get past certain things. So I'm like, oh really? Okay, okay. Like somebody told me, well, I'm the type of person, I'm not a cop friendly person. So if I was with a man and he beat me up, I would never call a cop. I'm like,
What kind of idiot are you?
right, right. That's what I wanted to say, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I hear you, I understand. Yeah,
You hit the
yeah,
what I hear you.
that's right. Like,
Mm.
let people whip your ass, and it's all good. And I'm gonna remain friends with them. Like, okay, yeah, this is my friend. I know he beat the shit out of me once or twice, but he loved me.
I
I'm
can't
like,
even. I
Yeah,
can't even
he
be
does not.
right.
right.
But like, people get friendship and loyalty and love confused. And
True.
now this is the one thing I always said to Sean, that I will go to the grave feeling this way. Love should not hurt. If a person loves you, they're not intentionally hurting you. Like I said, you can have a misunderstanding, you can have disagreements, but love should not hurt. Love shouldn't be war. Like that's insane. If we love each other, we shouldn't be going to war with one another
Right.
to prove that we love one another. Like that's insanity.
Yeah, no, it's completely bananas.
Right.
Being being kind is extremely romantic. Like being
Yes.
kind, just um, showing concern about the
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
other person
Mm-hmm.
in a different, like a various array of ways. Like if you're going somewhere, like call if you say you're at the grocery store, and this is like the most basic thing. You're at the grocery store and you call somebody or text somebody and be like, do you need that? Or you see something and like you know they need that and you don't even have to ask. That is romantic. It's
I did
just
that
common sense.
day.
Hmm?
I did that the other day. With the king of the house. So King, he wanted like snacks. snacks or whatever. So we go to the store, we get the snacks or whatever. And while we were there, I picked up all of Kevin's favorite snacks. Cause it was like, wow, we're buying snacks. We might as well just get everybody snacks in the house. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
like you said, like those are the things you kind of, and like with me, yesterday he knows I love seafood. So he buys me this
and
big seafood boil. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like those gestures, like you said, are, just to try to make someone smile and know that this will make them smile is a gesture that is a romantic gesture, and it has nothing to do with sex. I just want to see you smile.
And that's a good thing.
yeah,
That's a good thing. But we're in the era now of back to what Barbara was saying, like that phone call, say I'm all right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now people feel, oh, you're trying to rule me. Why am I checking in? Blah blah. And I'm like, it's not about that. To me, it's common sense to say, oh, yo, I'm out. I'm all right. You don't got to worry about me. Blasey, blasey. But people get so caught up into what everybody else thinks and how this looks or that look that they don't understand what they're doing is a sense of respect and loyalty and love. Like it's nothing wrong with checking in with your spouse saying, "Oh, I'm good," or "I'm all right. I'm just out at the store," or "I'm doing this and I'm doing that." That doesn't mean someone's trying to rule you because you're telling them you're all right. Like, but that's another one where people don't get like what it's about, and to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of sad.
it is sad. It's really sad. And remembering remembering somebody's likes and dislikes. One of my big pet peeves in the world is if I'm watching something, don't sit down and start commenting on my program. I don't care if you like it. I was sitting in a room alone watching this program. Don't be a tool. Just come in. You want to sit down and cuddle me? That's fine. But don't talk about my trashy viewing preferences. Because
Right.
sometimes you need to watch potato chips for your brain. Sometimes you need to watch the meat and potatoes, and other times you need to watch the potato chips. The Bravo channel exists for a reason. So keep your opinion to yourself. And that is very romantic. Someone who can tell you what they think or feel without interjecting their opinion. Because sometimes your opinion just comes off as being mean. And that, mhm,
I always say you got to learn when someone is just venting or asking for your opinion, because that's two very different things.
very,
People don't understand that.
and you
You
say
know,
all
they
the
say,
time, are you looking for ear or are you looking for action?
right, right,
Because you want to talk, just keep talking. Just talk until you talk it out. If you want action, tell me what you need me to do.
right.
If it's neither, if you're talking just because nobody's paying attention to you, no, you're a full-blown adult. Go do something else. You're not a toddler.
Right.
It's not sexy. Attention seeking is not sexy.
Right.
Learning to keep your tongue in your head can be very sexy. Learning when to properly use your tongue. for good or for evil.
Yeah, I agree.
Sexy without being sexual.
Right. Ah.
Knowing when know when to and when not to use your tongue.
So,
Mm.
um, Wise, can you give us some examples that you think is romantic, non-sexual gestures on a man's standpoint?
Well, like I said, empathy for me comes number one. Like that's very high up there. A person's character, that's very high. Like the way you conduct yourself to me, that could be romantic. Like I'm a dude, if I'm dating a young lady and say I walk in the house and a group of her friends are there, I'm the type I'm gonna be like, "How you doing?" and I'm gonna keep it pushing. This is your girls. It's your time. So like I'll let you have your time with your people. And I feel young ladies should do that also. If you're around your man all the time, you don't gotta be up in his friends' faces and stuff like that. You let them have their time, you chill and you keep it pushing. You go do what you do. It's also romantic when you know the person you're dealing with has your back. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me 100%. I may be doing something like you may not even understand it. You mean, why are you doing that? Like I'm doing a podcast, and someone be, why the hell is Wise this crazy ass doing a podcast? But you know this is something I enjoy,
Right.
so you have my back. Nah, go ahead, baby, do your podcast. That's right. You gonna be the next Noriega, whatever.
Right. Dream champs.
Right. So right there, you like that's what's up. She
Right.
got my back, and or he has my back. So stuff like that to me goes a long way. Um, Let me see what else. Just just having conversations that's not arguments. Just like we could even, like I said, disagree 100%, and we give each other different perspectives on how to deal with things. To me, that's romantic because now you're showing me, all right, this could be going this way, and you could be looking at it this way, but it's also nothing wrong with looking at it this way. We're giving each other different perspectives, and we're learning how to deal with things together, and that is what's up. And togetherness is very important. Everybody needs their time away, but it's nothing wrong with having that togetherness and knowing like, yo, we're a team. We're gonna rock this out, and we're gonna
Hmm.
take care of business together. And I got you, you got me, and I feel that is so cool. It's a beautiful thing. And like I said, as a man, if I'm dealing with a young lady and we're living together and you're working hard, you're doing what you do, and I get home before you, it's nothing wrong with me cooking. If I see the bathroom a little messed up, it's nothing wrong with me getting in there, straightening up the bathroom or whatever. So, like, people have to understand, like, how to deal with one another and how to take care of one another. And I think when you show that you genuinely care, that also is romantic. And you got to be able to take criticism
Oh my lord. Yes.
without being confrontational within that criticism. Because a
Right.
person could be telling you something and it's correct and it may not be what you want to hear, but that don't mean that person is wrong.
Right.
And like I told a person one time, everybody that disagrees with you isn't against you.
Right.
Like some people disagree because they know you're hurting yourself or you're doing something that's not good for you. So if I'm truly a friend or if I truly love you, I'm not going to just sit back and watch you do dumb shit. I'm going to tell you, like, yo, hold up. Something's not right about that situation. Homegirl shouldn't be grabbing you by your tie, smacking you up out in the street. Like, so you have to be able to take in things sometimes and understand where the person is coming from. So, like, those are some of the things that I really believe in.
So for me, I since I've been married, I like watching like older married couples and their advice and stuff. And there was this video snippet of this married couple. They were like older, like can be my parents kind of
Mhm.
older. And the husband was saying and like how they're older now. So he was saying like, they have each other's back, like you said. So like say it's time for them to go out. So the husband will put the keys or the wife's glasses on the table near the door so they don't forget it. Like they do that for each other, what they know that the other person might forget.
Right.
They'll put it on the door or they'll put it close, like to set a little reminder for the other person, like don't forget to take your glasses, don't forget to take your this, and I just think that's so amazing because while we are thinking like we're living in this moment, we are when you do have a mate, reality is you are going to get older, you are going to start forgetting stuff, you are going to, you know what I'm saying, like you are going to start doing these things. And I just thought that was so sweet and so romantic, like the fact that they have each other's back for when they step out the door. I thought was so amazing. I thought that was just so amazing.
When my mom got sick, my parents were married for 44 years when my mom got sick. And now they have three grown women children at the time. And we all asked my dad, like, you need a hand? No, she's my wife. And we'd be like, but you know, we're here. We know how to do things. We're like fully grown, and that's my wife. And I will tell you, every table, the the table next to the couch, the nightstand, the vanity in both of the bathrooms in the house where my dad still lives now, wasn't the house that we grew up in. They downsized, and it was like her favorite lotion because what, the chemo dried out her skin.
Mm,
Came back from chemo, he would make her food and put lotion. And sometimes when she was just like not feeling how she wanted to feel, she was just like, he would just put lotion on her feet or her hands or something.
right.
And,
But even with that, like,
yeah.
I even tell my son, the one that's with Layla,
Hmm.
I tell him all the time, I say, you know certain things that your woman that makes her feel good. Always remember to do those certain things. Make that second nature. Like
That's great advice.
It's nothing wrong
Really
with
smart.
catering to someone. I'm not saying that you take away from yourself and give the other person everything, but it's nothing wrong with making sure the one you love is good, making sure what they enjoy they get. And it could be the simplest shit. If it's like, yo, she enjoy taking a walk, let's walk. Let's like we live kind of close to the beach. Walk down to the beach and walk back home.
Right.
Walk around the park. Like it's little things sometimes that make a person understand, like, wow, he really thought about this. She really thought about that. Like it don't always have to be a grand gesture.
It
It's just
don't.
it's just like
No, no, that's the whole thing. Like, it was really, because when you're a kid, you don't know how your parents feel about each other. You only worry about how they feel about you.
That's
right.
exactly.
You don't, when you're a little kid, and hopefully you don't have to think about it or worry about it. But like, I know what real love looks like
Hmm.
because I saw it. I wasn't paying attention, but I was privileged enough, especially after we were all grown up, to see like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like those were really romantic things. Like my my parents had this thing without us once we were grown. And but they had this whole relationship that had nothing to do with us. And that was very romantic to see.
Yeah.
And like being aware and like why I said make it second nature.
Mm-hmm.
We did not know. There were like a lot of years when my parents didn't give each other a Christmas gift because I guess it was just hard enough, like getting for 4 kids, like getting all the gifts and all the shit and all the trappings and all the dinner and all the, the whatever and clothes for church. And because, you know, despite the heathen that I am today, I came from a very church going family. And, you know, but like understanding and not taking it personally when you're a parent that sometimes you're not top on the list, that can be very romantic.
I agree.
And you also gotta understand, to me, I look at it like you know your spouse. You know the person you're dealing with. So you know their insecurities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So once in a while, it doesn't hurt to be like, damn, baby, you look beautiful today. Damn, like you rock that. Like you
Yeah.
doing your thing. Especially if you know you have an insecure man or an insecure woman. It doesn't hurt to big them up once in a while and let them know, like, I got your back. Like,
It
don't
costs
worry.
you nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing.
Right, right. Like,
You're
I
doing
got you. I know you.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I know you the bomb. I know you that person. That's why you with me. And like that goes a long way. People don't get that sometimes, but like some people need that. Some people need to hear, like I said, some people get down on themselves. So when you see your significant other feeling some way or in a certain in a certain mood, pick them up. Pick
Yeah.
them up and let them know, yo, I got you. Don't worry. Like, what the hell you mean you ain't, baby? You beautiful.
Right.
Like you are you kidding me? I see niggas out here ready to fight over you. So like you gotta come at it sometimes and let a person know, like I got you. And to me, that's one of the most romantic things there could be. because it's not about, oh, I want to sleep with you. It's not about, I want this, I want that. It's about you. It's about me confirming to you that
It's about
that
the
is
other
something
23
special
hours
about you.
and 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
What happened?
It's
She said
about
it's
the
about the
other
other.
23 hours and 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And you gotta understand that. Like that's a beautiful, sexy thing. And like I said, even in friendships, sometimes you gotta big up your friend. Like, yo, that's why I fuck with you, because you smart. Like or like I always tell Sean, like, I'm proud of you. I know you go out there and do your shit and you rock hard. I tell
Yeah.
Barbara, like, yo, you a go getter. So I respect that. And you're not doing that to swell nobody. You're just confirming to your people, like, yo, I respect you. I see you.
I see you.
Sometimes people need
I
that.
see you. And it's funny. I just said that. I just, sometimes y'all be making me feel like realize I'm on the right track. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just did that to Kevin. He had got a new
The
customer.
bulletin board that you did.
Huh?
The bulletin board that you did. It like warmed my heart.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like he just was like, yo, that's so dope. And then I said to him, like he was like, he got a new customer and he was just talking his stuff about detailing. And me and Kevin talk to each other like husband and wife, and then like homies, you know what I'm saying? So I was
Right.
like, yo, when he got off the phone, I was like, yo, that's why I fucks with you. Like, yeah.
Hmm.
So he was like cracking up because I was like, yo, you're just so amazing when it comes to this stuff, And he just started laughing and I gave him a hug, like, because your spouse do need to hear that. Like, you doing the damn thing, I fucks with you. Like,
Right.
they do need to hear that. I agree.
And that's important. And letting the person know, like, yo, I see you. I see what you about. Like, you holding it down. And
Yeah.
it's nothing wrong with that at all. To me, that's good.
That's
That lets the person know you got them.
What you said
being
about
seen.
I didn't hear you.
That is super romantic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like, you know what? I know what you like. I know what makes you you. That's like a really big thing. That's getting me like all emotional.
Right, right. So girly.
And y'all never thought
So
why just
girly,
being
y'all.
asked would get y'all emotional, did you?
Yeah, I know. I never doubt you. I never doubt your ability to like actually feel the feelings. Just because
I'm
you're
working on
on
it.
the
I'll get there.
outside, I know you actually feel the feelings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So I don't, you popping off occasionally is startling, but I know you feel the feelings. I know that the icy exterior is just the exterior. You're more like, instead of being like an ice cube, you're more like an M&M.
Not an Eminem.
Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good analysis. That
So
is.
we're just like,
I kind of somewhat agree with that.
yeah,
I do have a somewhat hard exterior.
But inside, you good. You
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah. Once you crack that exterior, you see what it really is. That's what it is.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But so, those are some of the best people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like people really think like my husband is just this hard ass.
Who are these people? what what kind of hot gummies you hanging out with?
Like he's so not. Like he's such a gentle giant. Like he's just not.
I had
But you can't let everybody see that side of you.
And that's where he comes from. See, he comes from the Y school.
You gotta earn that. You gotta earn the opportunity to see, like, all right,
Yeah. So y'all, 5 minutes left. What is next week's topic?
What are we going to do next week? Next week, I think that maybe we can talk about kink and maybe
Cool.
even have a guest. We can revisit kink
Kink. Okay.
because we're
Okay. I think I was not present for the
you were
kink.
not present for kink.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Toys and my box of toys.
we can talk about kink, definitely.
And I
Okay.
think I'm definitely going to see if we can get a guest, and I'll make the announcement early.
Perfect.
Yes. Now I'm all in my feelings, people. Wow.
I'll make sure Layla them tune into that one.
Oh God, I'm gonna tell Nicole not to because she's gonna die. You know, Nicole makes her surprise appearances. Hey,
Yeah.
mom. Hey, y'all. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. So, next week
So everybody, we had good Valentine's Day.
we did.
My Valentine's Day was beautiful. I spent it with myself. That was lovely.
I also
Really
we
love
made
the rest of your life.
That's
Right.
right.
I definitely I didn't spend it with my kids because they're not here, but I always made it a habit to show my kids love on Valentine's Day. So we all group text Happy Valentine's Day. We love each other. Da, 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 da. You know, I personally feel like Valentine's Day is bigger than couples, sex, and that whole thing.
Yeah, I was really quite surprised to get a phone call from my dad at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was a little shocked. He's like, but I always do. Oh, that must have been that 8-year long coma that I was in.
I cannot, you know.
She's a mess.
She is a whole mess.
I was like, oh, thank you so much. That's awfully sweet of you. You know, and I gave him love right back because,
Right.
you know, it's not
I just checked on all my kids, made sure they were good. You know, made sure my sons were doing what they were supposed to do.
Right.
And you know, like I said, sometimes you got to let the other one know what it's about. And that's like men get so caught up in the physical part.
Right.
Sometimes they forget about the emotional part. And sometimes the emotional part is so deep and beautiful, it leads to that physical part. So you got to remember that also. Like you touch somebody's heart emotionally, and then that goes to the physical. It doesn't go physical then emotional. Well, unless a person is just lusting for you, but I'm just saying.
No, the biggest sexual organ in your body is your brain.
Right.
Right.
Because if your brain is not right about love and sex and romance and understanding and committing or whatever, then it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
That is true. That is true. You got to make sure you set yourself up for the right stuff. And like I said, this was a nice topic because you had different perspectives and you saw that I touched you guys' hearts.
You get on my nerves. At least you're not icebox right after Valentine's Day.
But see, you always knew the other side of the icebox.
Yes, you're right. I always did.
So
And I protect that side too. I protect that side. Nobody better mess with my brother with that. They gonna come see me.
Oh yeah, there does come some woman that decides to like snatch you up, or you allow yourself to be snatched.
Yeah.
They would
That
definitely have to.
No, I'm chilling. I'm good.
It has to come correct here.
Oh, like for some reason, I just run into cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know.
I told you we need to have a thing, but we'll talk about that. We're gonna have a pink flags matchmaking thing.
You're going to auction Wise off?
Yes,
I
you
think
never know.
we'll do our first Pink Flags matchathon will not
You never know. You never know. You need to be open
I'm
to
good, ladies.
first. Anyway, it is a whole hour. And next week we will talk about the things that people do for kink.
That's what's up.
In the spirit of love, I love you guys.
Love you guys. It's
Love
always
you
a pleasure.
All right. Thank you, audience. Love you guys too. See you
All
next
right. See you guys next
Good
week.
night.
time.
Good night.